right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us His truth and continues to rule well. Peace and salutations to all of the Akim out here pushing His word in sincerity, truth, and in faith. And Shalom to the Israelite foreigners, those of our people that very well may look exactly like the other nations, but their heritage through their father's seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Hebrew Israelites. And Shalom to the few sisters, the Akwak, that's out here listening in all humility. I have another lesson, and I'm going to entitle it, Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing so. Okay, and I get this from Luke 12. All right. When the Lord comes back, that's exactly what He wants to see. He wants to see His men doing His work. Okay, because like I said yesterday in the video, this truth is the only thing that matters, man. Okay, there's nothing else in this world that matters more than this truth. All right, like I said yesterday again, yeah, we have to deal with our daily activities, our daily life. You know, you got to get up and brush your teeth, you know, take a shower, those type of things, go to work. Okay, but all of that is secondary when it comes to this truth, man. Okay, because at the end of the day, it's this truth and this word and your belief in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai that's going to get you saved from the said perils that's coming. It's coming. Okay, when the Lord comes, He's going to find this stuff happening on the earth. It's going to be already happening when He comes. Okay, He's going to add fuel to the fire. Okay, so I don't want to make it too long. Let me get right into it. This is Luke 12. I'm going to start at 42. It says, and the Lord said, and this is Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai said, whom then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Okay? And it says, blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing so. Yeah, you're going to be blessed, man, because the Lord is going to fulfill that promise, okay, that He made. Okay, that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai made. Okay? It says, of a truth I say unto you, that He will make him ruler over all that he hath. Okay, and that's ultimately what we want, man. It says, but, and if that servant say in his heart or in his mind, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the manservants and maidens, and to eat and drink and to be drunken. Yeah, you going off, okay? I don't know, somebody must have gave out my number, man. Yeah, Salak. I'm gonna read that again. But if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the manservants and maidens, and to eat and drink and to be drunken. Yeah, you participating too much in this world, being worldly, being carnal, being too involved in your flesh. The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him. And I did a video yesterday. The Lord's going to come like, paraphrasing, the Lord's going to come like a thief in the night. Okay? When you're unprepared, you're sleeping. Okay? And doing all those things, what I just mentioned, is just like sleeping when it comes to this truth. It says, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And what's the portion with the unbelievers? The lake of fire, the famine, the race wars, the pestilence, the wild beasts, the apparitions, all of the Jacob's troubles, man. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself. Okay, you know what to do, but you ain't preparing yourself. Neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. Okay? So this truth, if you're in this truth, okay, if you're in a camp, okay, and you know this truth, then much is required from you. Okay, you can't just go around saying, oh, I ain't have time, I ain't this, that, and the other. No, man. You can't do that. Oh, I don't have it like you got it and all of that, man. No, man. You got to make time. Okay, you're going to want, when the Lord comes back and when things getting bad and terrible, you're going to want the Lord to make time for you. Instead of the Lord saying, no, man, I got all these over here I got to save. I can't save you too. You're going to want the Lord to make time and make a place for you. So that's what you have to do for the Lord first. Okay? And it says, I'm going to read that part again. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes and shall be beaten with few stripes. Now, I want to go back to the other one, to 47. It says, and that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. Exactly. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I, if it be already kindled? Yeah, it's going to be already kindled. Things going to already be happening on this earth when the Lord comes, okay? All right. It says, but I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straitened till it be accomplished? Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on the earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. From henceforth, there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Okay? So, it's time to take heed, man. You want the Lord, when he comes back, you want him to find you doing his work. Okay? Get out of excuses, man. Get out of that excuses and, you know, all of that, man. You know, there's really no excuse because the Lord gave you this truth. If He gave you this truth, then He gave you a way to be able to publish it. All right, so blessed is that man, or is that Salak? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing so. So I'm going to end it right there. Lord willing, it was edifying. Until the next time, Shalom.